The build-up to the Premier League's return continues on Sky this evening as fantasy football returns to our screens for the first time in 26 years. I can't believe that. I'm delighted to say join us now the host of the rebooted Fantasy Football League, Matt Lucas. Morning, Matt.
Good morning.
And Elis James. Elis, morning.
Hello, good morning.
26
Good morning,
years,
guys.
that is scary.
26
Can't believe
years.
it.
Yeah, but it is it's the same show. It's the show that Frank and David did. It's on the same set with the same theme. We still have Phoenix from the Flames, but Frank and David have decided they're too old now to do it.
Really?
That's their words, not ours.
Yeah.
And so we're there. And we have a third host, a guy called Andrew Mensah, who's a brilliant comedian who supports Ricky Gervais on tour. So it's the three of us. And we recorded the first episode last night, and it's on tonight, 10 o'clock, Sky Max.
And I believe it is a 16. You're shooting the first slot, the first batch.
We do 8 before the World Cup, and then we have a little break, and then another 8 after the World Cup.
Now I'm just looking at some of the guests. This is fantastic, Ellis. I love Succession. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love it. And Brian Cox, we interviewed him several months ago. What a top guy, top actor. He's one of your guests, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he supports Dundee or Dundee.
Correct.
Yeah,
Dundee. Well, Dundee or Celtic. I think he might be a bit of a Celtic man. You know,
oh,
I
right.
think
I
with his
didn't
background in that. I think so. He may tell me off for saying that. Jennifer Saunders, we know. Tom Grennan as well. Roman Kent. So Trevor McDonald, lovely man. I could have spoke to him all day. Some Mo Farah and many, many more.
Jennifer Saunders. I was in a sitcom with Jennifer, and she's a massive Man United fan.
Was she?
Yeah. I remember once we were, she would be watching Man United on her phone in the car on the way to work and all that kind of stuff.
Really?
So,
She's the only guest who asked if she could be on the show.
Ah, lovely.
Everyone else asked if they can get off the show.
I don't believe that.
We heard you're a big Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Would you like someone like Ray Parlour to come on?
Well, the guest managers generally are not former players. We try and be we're more like a fanzine, but we do Phoenix from the Flames, where we recreate a famous footballing moment, and it would be great to have Ray Parlour recreate that goal against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. That would be a good one to do.
He's great. I'm with him later on. Great, and Dean Saunders.
Oh,
yeah.
We'll get a big charity golf just straight after the show. I'm straight up there.
I think it would be great to get Ray on to do that one day, and have Tim Lovejoy there as well, recreating his. It's only
Chelsea,
Ray Parlour. Yeah.
I don't know if Frank and David ever recreated Dean Saunders doing the throw-in where he threw it against
Sheffield United.
against the threw against the player's backside and then dribbled through and scored.
Well, let me tell you, if Dino comes on the programme, you better extend the hours.
He's got a story for everything.
He's part as the water. He doesn't stop, but he's so funny.
He was my hero growing up.
Was he?
Playing for Wales, yeah, he was fantastic.
And Dino's a great guy.
Don't tell him that, Matt. And look, I'm a Spurs fan. I'm going to admit that in front of you. And I'm told that you left the country when Spurs made the Champions League final.
I did, yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do when Spurs win the title this year? Forever?
No. That's. I don't know. I did leave the country rather than.
Where'd you go?
Take the risk. I had a home in Los Angeles, but I was offered a really plummy acting role, plum job. And I just thought, I can't be in the UK if Tottenham win the Champions League. So I actually turned the job down and went to California.
Did you?
And
Did you celebrate them losing?
I didn't know, because I'm not a bad person.
You definitely
it was more of
celebrated.
it was more just relief.
Yeah.
It was more just relief.
And Ellis, you are Swansea, aren't you?
Yeah. I had very similar feelings when Cardiff got to the FA Cup final about
bet you
15
did,
years
yeah.
ago. That would have
I
been
always
awful.
remember doing a commentary game at Cardiff, and they let the Swansea fans in. Oh my God, they bolted right round the back of the goal to get as close as they could to the.
It's
really
quite an intense rivalry.
bitter.
But still, they're great games, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we did the double over Cardiff last year for the first time in the history of the fixture.
Yeah.
So we've been playing them since 1912, and no one had ever done a league double. And Swans did last season. So,
and we shouldn't forget the World Cup either, should we? Everyone's talking about England. Wales are there.
first time in 64 years. So, I mean, Euro 2016 was the best month of my life. And it's very rare that you have the best month of your life when you're 35. And it's very rare that you know it's happening as well. I was like, this is the best. Every hour was better than the next. It was better than last. It was amazing. So,
How do you think Wales will do? Because one of the players of Wales have come out. Is it Joe Morrell? And he said
Joe
that,
Morrell.
if we need something against England, we'll all get it.
Our record against England is rubbish. We haven't beaten England since 1984. Mark Hughes scored on his debut, which dates it. Obviously played them at the Euros in 2016. Lost in the last minute. Daniel Sturridge, but it's a World Cup. I would love us to get out the groups. That's the only ambition I've got. If we could get out the groups, I would be delighted.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what England are hoping.
I just want to bring it back to Arsenal Spurs, obviously, with a big game coming up. 9 games, I think, in October Arsenal got, including Spurs and then Liverpool. Do you think they've got enough to finish top 4?
Well,
or challenge?
This will be, I think October will be the month that we really find out. They've played some good teams, but I think they're playing, we've got Tottenham, Liverpool, we've got Man City as well, I think. And
a few European games in between.
European games as well. So now we'll see whether the squad is big enough. That's my only worry, is I don't know if the squad is quite big enough. But if Wenger would agree with me. I think some Arsenal fans would hate me for saying this, but to be honest with you, if Arsenal finish 4th, I will be jubilant, because we just want to see them back in the Champions League.
What about back to fantasy football? Do you both play? Is that something that is your love, fantasy football?
Well, we've been quite inept traditionally over fantasy football, but we're playing obviously this season. We each have our own teams. Mine is the Odegaardian Angels, although I didn't have room for Odegaard in my team, which is slightly stupid. Your team is
good on paper. I played Fantasy Football League a lot until the sort of late 90s, when I had to let it go because I was too much of a perfectionist and it was ruining my week. So I got back into it for the show, and I can feel that slippery slope.
Really getting back?
Yeah, well, you think
I play it as well. It's so frustrating because sometimes I'll make a signing and a player will get injured the day before. And you like.
Well, I stuck with Son, who had been rubbish all season, and I transferred him out, and then he scored a hat-trick.
You transferred him out?
Well, you forget to press the confirm button when you triple captain Ireland.
Mitrovic, that's the same thing.
He's flying. What about, each series, they're different, but how long are you in the studio for to get one in the can?
Well, so the way it goes is, obviously we watch football all weekend, as many games as we can, or sometimes go to the games. I'm going to go to the Emirates this weekend. And then Monday and Tuesday, we write the show. They're quite long days. Wednesday, we film the show. We do the sketches in the morning. We have the audience come in the evening. So we did that last night. And then Thursday morning, the show is being edited. And then it goes out Thursday night. So Fridays is our day off. And then weekend, we're watching football again. I get paid to eat cake and watch football. I have the best 2 jobs in the world. I don't know how it happened.
How is that going?
I
big audience, eh?
Yeah, I'm really lucky, and so that's my life now, and long may it continue, I hope.
Fantastic. What was I going to say? Have you been watching Strictly? Tony Adams? He got a bit of a panning in the paper, didn't he? The papers.
Yeah, and we Tony gets a mention tomorrow night, tonight's show. I hadn't actually watched Strictly before, but I had to watch it because I know a couple of the people on it. I loved it when Tony came down on that giant cannon. That was fantastic. Yeah, it was great.
Well, Ray Palin and Gabby both backed him to win it, so it shows you what they know.
Yeah. That might be money you've lost.
Definitely.
But listen, good on him for doing it, for stepping out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
This man was England captain. He was Arsenal captain. Mr. Arsenal. And it'd be so easy to just go, no, I'm not. Why would I step out of my comfort zone? But he's, it's very game of him to do it.
What about if it was Martin Keane, his partner would need shin guards on?
Yeah.
They should get the whole back 4. They could get Steve Bold to do it, Nigel Winterburn, Lee Dixon, all on Strictly.
What about prediction?
I put my calf me, mate. I've done it, don't me.
Prediction for the North London derby.
Oh, do you know what? They're often a draw. And I think Arsenal have been flying, but I think they are just 1 point between Arsenal and Spurs at the moment. So It just depends. I mean, which Son will turn up, which Kane will turn up. Kane usually scores against Arsenal more often than he doesn't.
Got the most in North London derbies.
Yeah. So Saliba will absolutely have to be on it. I don't hate me, Arsenal fans. I'm going for a draw.
Are you, Ellis? See home win or?
I think. Do you know what? I've been impressed with Arsenal this season. So I think Arsenal are going to win it, and I'm not saying that because Matt is sitting next to me.
So what time's it on tonight, guys?
10 o'clock
p.m.
on Sky Max and
Watching
Now
that.
TV, and of course it's on Catch Up as well.
Yeah, brilliant.
Lovely.
Good luck to you both. Thank
you
you for
having
joining
me.
us.
Thank you very much.
Good luck, lads.
And have a great weekend. Brilliant.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.